Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLady Designer, and we are back with another speed build video of Inama Zoo. And this episode, we're going to build a habitat for the beautiful flamingos. And we already had a river section, which is basically some kind of end section that comes down from the hippo habitat that is right next to it. And I really wanted to make sure that this water section is very shallow. Like, if you look up pictures in real life of Africa and you look at pictures from flamingos being in their natural biome, it looks absolutely amazing seeing like this big water section with flamingos standing in that water section with one leg, paw, I think it's a paw, paw up. I'm not really sure how you call it with birds actually. Can you help me with that? Do I say that right? Anyways, you guys know what I mean. With like one paw up or a flipper. No, it's not a flipper. Is it a flipper? Oh gosh. Okay. Great start, lady. Great start. Anyways, help me out in the description down below. But yeah, you see like this big water section with flamingos standing there with that one thing. And it looks just super amazing and super beautiful. But obviously in this game, it's quite hard to get really shallow water. So I really had to improvise a lot and really try to get it right. So I used this 1 meter wall. And then I thought like maybe 50 centimeters or a little bit less will be alright. But at the end, when I added the flamingos at the end of this episode, I actually noticed that it was still quite deep and I really didn't want the flamingos to be swimming around or anything like that. So I actually just used the flamingo and put like this flat roof piece underneath it and was like, okay, probably this. And then when I put down that piece, the flamingo would actually be raised. So it was like quite easy in the end to really measure out how high I wanted the water to be. So yeah, I just had to change a little bit at the end of this video again to make it less or more shallow. But I think it definitely looks great in the end. So yeah, the goal at the end of this video is obviously to have this big water section with tons of flamingos. We actually added over 100 flamingos in this zoo, but I do have to admit it is quite disappointing how much the flamingos are just everywhere and not really focusing on the water. I was really hoping that they would be focusing more on the water and have like this big cluster in the middle of this water section, but it really didn't work out that way. But that is not me to blame, that is really to blame of the game mechanics itself, unfortunately. But Frontier, if you're listening, if there is any possibility to drag those flamingos more to the water, just like seals are in the water a lot, I know you can do it. So please do change those flamingos and their animations so they are more in the water, having this big cluster of awesome flamingos. That would be just super amazing. So yeah, other than like if you look at pictures of flamingos in Africa, you see beautiful pictures, but there is not really that much going on in their biomes, at least not what I can really see on the pictures. So the main focus is this water section. And obviously we're going to decorate around it a little bit with some trees and shrubs and a lot of small little rocks because it just looks absolutely amazing. And I also copied a few of the rocks of the hippo habitat, which is next to this habitat, because there are just really cool rock formations already in this zoo. And I don't really see any reason why I would put so much more energy in rebuilding rock formations and stuff while it's so easy to copy. So yeah, obviously in the same counts for those bushes and tree formations and stuff, there actually were a few trees in the grassland biome itself already in place, and they're still in this habitat. So I actually did not remove most of those trees. They're still in there, and I just added a few of those umbrella acacia trees, I think they're called. So I did have a few of those because I just really love those trees and I think they look absolutely amazing in this whole zoo. So I really wanted to add a few of those trees as well. So the backside of this habitat is the West African lion habitat, which we uploaded in the previous episode. So obviously you have to make sure that the flamingos are not able to escape and to even make sure that the lions and the flamingos cannot reach each other's habitat and those kind of things. But the flamingos are quite tricky when it comes down to escaping. So I had to work a few times off camera to really make sure that they were not able to escape from any place. Because I don't know, the flamingos have this annoying thing that they can also walk on the elephant grass. So it was quite a struggle sometimes to make sure that they were not able to escape. But obviously in the end, I managed to fix that and make sure that I used enough elephant grass and raise it up a little bit more to make sure that they were not able to get out of this habitat. So that is really cool. And also with the jeep track at the edge of this habitat, I really had to make sure that they were also not able to get on that jeep track. That was actually easier than having these big clusters of trees and bushes where they were able to walk over for some reason. So yeah, I know I'm not really sure yet how is the best way to do so, but I'm glad that it was fixed in the end. And now we have this beautiful habitat for the flamingos, which you're not able to escape from. So as you can tell, I really use a lot of these small little aquatic pack rocks throughout the whole video, basically, really trying to decorate this water section that we have to really give it this contrast and natural vibe. I really feel like these small little rocks really give that extra little touch of realism to your habitat. So yeah, I keep using them a lot these days, like maybe even too much, but it just looks so great and I'm kind of starting to get addicted to all these little rocks. I'm curious how you guys feel about that, but I just keep using them in all of my builds and it just looks super amazing. I really love them. So as you could tell also during the video, I added these enrichment items. I'm not really sure anymore how they're called, but these are just like special enrichment items for the flamingos. And yeah, that is quite a thing. Like they're really not very realistic and it was quite a thing to really hide them away, and thank God you can hide them away a little bit with the rocks, but still it's not really my favorite. But I really wanted to have something to attract these flamingos more into the water section because, as I said, they're not really dragged too much to the water section. So yeah, I really wanted to have at least 2 or 3 of these enrichment items to make sure that they were going to the water section a little bit more often. I'm not quite sure in the end if one still works. I know that one does work, but I have not seen a keeper filling the other one. What I did see was that one of the keepers, he actually walked into the water with like not an enrichment item in nearby, and he just threw food in the water, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, is this a thing? Did they actually change the keepers that they are going to feed the flamingos in the water like how I want it to be? But no, in the end it turned out I don't know. I think it just was a coincidence that he just walked into the water because it was so shallow and he just threw food in, which was really amazing. But later on, he just threw food on so many other places in the habitat, just not really in the water. So it was kind of coincidence, unfortunately. But that would be great, like having keepers just throwing in those shrimps, I think they're called shrimps, right? What also gives them like this beautiful pink color. So yeah, it would be super cool if they would stand there, just throw that food into the water. But no, I was wrong. Unfortunately, it was just a coincidence. But yeah, overall, I think the habitat looks really beautiful, except for like those 2 enrichment items, to be completely honest. I think they disturb a little bit of the view in my opinion. But in the end, I will just try to not look at them too much. I think it looks absolutely amazing with all these flamingos walking around in Inama Zoo. And this is actually just finishing up the whole left side of Inama Zoo. The only thing left right now is on the right side. We have this habitat with a huge variety of African animals, with the zebra and the warthog and I think the buffalo and the ostrich and a lot more smaller animals and hooved animals. So that is the last habitat we're going to work on, which is going to be with a lot of waterfalls and something really beautiful. Like just think of the now monitor habitat and the mountains. I really want to create something beautiful that is just really stunning and a beautiful main feature area of Inama Zoo. So hopefully I'm able to do that. I'm really excited because that is the last habitat we're going to build. Then we only still need a station. I'm not really sure if I'm going to add the station in that same speedbuild video just like the zebra and stuff, or maybe I'm not even going to do that and I'm just going to focus on a POV from exactly the point where the jeep enters like the first habitat, and then just end it right before it ends again in the station. Maybe something like that. I'm not really sure yet. We're also going to have a cinematic video, of course, but yeah, we're really coming towards the end of Inama Zoo, so I really hope you guys like that and are excited for the last bits and pieces we're going to add in this zoo. Do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this new Inama Zoo episode. Leave a like at the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel a little extra, you may want to consider to become a Fay Fam member with the link down in the description or the join button of YouTube. And you can also, of course, find me on other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all those other pages. Those links are also down in the description below. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye guys!